So today we're going to be building a shop cart. We got some scrap steel over there on the workbench that we will be using. Should be a fairly easy build, hopefully, and I'll kind of walk you guys through how to do your own, and we'll see what it looks like when we finish. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're going to need a plan, and I'm going to throw in a time lapse of me kind of sitting down and figuring out a plan, and then I'll catch back with you guys after I get the plan done. Alright, so here's what we ended up with. We're going to have angle iron going all the way around, and then some kind of flat platform in there. It'll be 2 feet by 28 inches tall and 16 inches wide, and we'll put in a shelf here at 6 inches, and hopefully we'll get a 9-inch drawer that will fit this thing. That is made out of sheet metal. Here, hopefully, we'll get some like expanded metal or something and make a platform here. As far as the bottom goes, I don't know if I will put anything down there or just leave it open. Alright, so this is what we'll be working with. As you can tell, it's already got paint on it, but we're going to wire wheel off the paint at some point just because it's all flaking off, and I'm not a big fan of yellow. Alright, so I'm going to mark all these legs out at 28 inches, and then I'll catch back with you guys later. Safety first. Alright, so we got the legs cut, and as you can tell, they're pretty close to the same length, which we can fix that later. But now we're going to start cutting these 2-foot sections. I think we're going to try and cut 4. It depends on how much angle iron it's going to take out of the 2 scrap pieces that I got. And then after that, we'll go into these 16-inch pieces, and we'll cut 4 of those as well. Alright, so I actually cut these to 1 foot 9 inches instead of the 2 foot like it shows, and it ended up equaling out perfect. I had that 1 second I could cut into 3 pieces versus 2, and then having some left over. So now we got this chunk left, and we're going to work to make these 16-inch pieces, and we got to get 4 of those, so stay tuned. Alright, so surprisingly enough, I found some extra angle iron from the same sticks, and I forgot I had all this angle iron too, so I don't think we'll be running out. I got these pieces marked at 16, and this one's marked at 16 here and somewhere over here. We're gonna cut those. Alright, so I decided that we are going to actually clean all of these pieces that we got before we go and piece it all together and tack weld it and all that fun jazz. We're just going to clean it all first and make life simple and a little bit easier. I ended up not having a wire wheel for my grinder. The last one I had exploded. It was that day was not good. But so I had to end up flat disking all of this, which is just going to make it harder when we paint it, but it did work. I had tried wire wheel on my bench grinder, and that didn't work either. As you can see, our table is pretty yellow. I didn't clean the leg pieces yet, but I cleaned all the other pieces. And I just remembered that all these have to be cut, all the ends have to be cut at a 45 in order to make it so they line up at a perfect corner. Otherwise it'd look funny. So we're gonna cut all these at a 45, or at least all the edges at a 45. Right after we get this set up. As you can see, they all got 45s on them. We're gonna clean those up and then I'll catch back with you guys. We got the first part squared up. So I'll weld up this first piece, or this first square, and then we'll build the second square, and then we will probably put the legs on and see what it looks like. All right, now it's about time to start welding up the frames. So let's get to it. Alright, so we got the first square welded, at least for the bottom half. Now we're just going to square it up and then we're going to go and start welding it as well. Alright, we got the second one done. It's not the squarest, but it should be okay with that. It should work out just fine. And I'm gonna clean up these welds. I'll probably just grind them smooth. I'm just gonna grind these welds smooth, and then we'll get to cleaning those other ones, and then we'll tack it all together and see what it looks like. Let's get to it. This angle iron, as well as all that angle iron, is galvanized, or at least has a galvanized coating, because this stuff will come up whenever you weld galvanized, and it's not good for you. That's always good. We got, all the legs cleaned up, the two frames made. I mean, eventually there's going to be a middle frame. Right now that's just the bottom and the top section. So I guess we're gonna put it together and tack it all together. But after I enjoy my water. Alright, we're gonna start putting it together somewhat, or at least get an idea of what exactly that we're doing. Man, my page is dirty. Just goes to show what flat disc and paint will do to you. Might be bigger than I anticipated. Also, this is one of the flat discs that I use. It is completely shot. It's supposed to look like this. Not anymore. The first frame I built didn't do what the last frame I built did, where it opened up like this. I love water. I probably should wear gloves for this, but I'm not going to, just because it's one little tap. Well, now we'll see if it is level or not. Hopefully it is, but if I made it, I don't know. I'm just kidding. It probably will. Aww. I broke the leg. Well, I didn't tack it hard enough, I guess. You're supposed to weld so your tack holds, so we gotta redo that one. Dang. So we got it tacked together, and I mean, there's a little wobble to it. I think it'll be fine for now, and now we'll just go and weld all in here, and then we'll put the bottom on, and we'll be good to go. It's all tacked up. We're just gonna do some of the final welds. Alright, this is what we got so far. I went ahead and welded it all together, and then ground down all the welds, except for the ones that are on the inside corners I couldn't get to, so I haven't gotten to that. But all the top corners and the sides on the top and bottom are all done. That's going to conclude it for this episode. Stay tuned for part 2, which will be more of building the shelf and the handle and adding the wheels and all that stuff once I get all the parts and such for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.